All is about communication, because if you want to study Japanese from the books, you don't even need to come to Japan. Yes, it's just pointless. Whether you're looking for a job or making friends, it all starts with speaking. Yes, you go for interview, you start speaking. You need to make a phone call. It's not about grammar and that stuff. So if you don't have good communication skills and then speaking skills, all other stuff is totally useless. So we focus on that, and that makes great difference for everyone.
秋田田舎スクールはやっぱりその体験とか経験っていうのをすごく重視していて、学生たちが本物の日本を体験できるということを重要に考えています。私の一番の目標は、外国の皆さん、海外に住んでいる皆さんが、本当に日本の本当の部分、真実の日本を知ってもらいたいなと。でそこでもっとたくさん興味を持ってもらって、海外の方、外国の方がもっともっとたくさん日本に、来てもらえるように、頑張りたいと思っています。
So the concept behind the school, before we were sending students to different schools in Japan. I was student in a few schools in Japan myself. So we always feel that there is something missing at schools. Usually it's because after classes students go back home or they just hang out with other students. So when we were introduced to this countryside, and we saw this school, old renovated building, immediately we make a decision, this is the perfect. So the only missing part was we need to create the classes in a way that we want for studying Japanese. So basically, most of studying Japanese is done not in the class, it's actually after class. So you just spend time with teacher and teacher should guide you, but most of the learning is done after classes. So in the big cities, after class you are left alone and you hang out with same English speaking students who are like in here, it's totally opposite. Students not only stay with teachers after classes, teachers hang out with students all the time basically, since morning till night. They also spend time with the local people and study culture and the language, which is totally different in a city. This part is missing in the city.
午前中に授業をやって、その後午後とか週末にはいろんな体験をしていくんですけど、この体験っていうのが、クオリティが東京とか大阪の体験とは全く違っていて、本当の日本を体験できるっていうところにあります。例えばすごく単純な話なんですけど、授業が終わった後に、ただコンビニに行くと。でコンビニに行った時にも日本が体験できます。なぜかというと、東京とか大阪とかだと、外国人とか英語を話せるスタッフがたくさんいるんですけど、私たちが住んでいる田舎では全く英語が皆さん話せないので、でもただ皆さんすごくコミュニケーションを取りたがるので、コンビニでも日本語で話しかけられます。そこで本当の日本人を経験したりとか、あと、地域の、すごく小さいコミュニティなので、大きいインターネットとかの宣伝には載ってないような本当に日本人しか知らない体験っていうのができるので、すごくレアな貴重な体験だと思います。
Well, there is endless list of activities basically. We have some part of activities that we're choosing, but even after staying here over 2 years ourselves, we still discovering every day some new activity in the area. So, and the most activities you cannot experience again in the big city. For example, all the small local events that local people are organizing, all the interactions with local students. They are so happy to invite us, we are happy to invite them. We do cooking together, we do sports events together, we do hiking together. All this makes not only great environment for studying Japanese, for the culture stuff and making friends. So this part is very missing in the city where just doesn't exist. So we create some concept school and experience, but feedback from the students it's actually way bigger. They feel like this was not only about studying Japanese and the culture, they created friendships and they said that was the best experience in their life. And most of our students, they've been coming to Japan before, they've been to different schools and different ages, and still they say this was like one of the best times spent in a holiday in Japan for them.
カリキュラムについて言えば、私が主にクラスを担当しているんですけど、私が考えているのは、クラスで、完結しないような授業っていうのを考えています。学生たちはクラスが終わった後にいろんな、ところに行って日本の文化や、日本の地域の人たちと交流をするんですけど、そこで日本語が使えることが、授業が完成したっていうことになるので、授業ではその地域の人たちと話すための準備をクラスの中でして、それを午後の体験では実際に日本の人々と話して使ってみると、そういうところをすごく、大切にしたカリキュラムを考えています。実はテストというものはないんですけど、よく私たちがやっているのが卒業式の時に学生の皆さんにスピーチをしてもらいます。そこで地元の方々にそのスピーチを聞いてもらうんですけど、そこでは地元の人たちがすごくびっくりされるんですね。最初に学生が来た時の、こう全然日本語が話せなかった人たちが卒業式では立派にこうスピーチをするので、それで地元の人たちもすごく喜んで、一種のテストみたいなもんですかね。はい。そうですね、秋田田舎スクールでは、過去にオンラインレッスンやったこともありますし、家族向けのコースっていうのもやったことがあります。これから考えていることとしては、そういった家族向けのコースをもう少し充実させたりとか、オンラインで、もっと、いろんな方に教えたりとか、あとビデオを撮影して、日本の私たちが住んでいる田舎の美しい様子風景と、あとレッスンを組み合わせたビデオを皆さんにお見せするように準備しています。
We want to let students, not only students experience the Japan, which is actually totally different experience, the real Japan in the countryside, but also to let local people experience different cultures. So we want to connect local people and international people and let them together exchange their culture and different countries and enjoy and practice, whether it's a language and then the cultural stuff. I would recommend and advise anyone who is planning not only to visit countryside but even come to Japan, to big city, actually visit countryside and not for like a weekend, because living and visiting countryside and people is totally different than a city. So for myself and feedback from the students, the best part of all Japan and all the stayings was in a countryside over the longer period of time when we can interact and see what really people are doing, how they're doing, and how happy they are. So I would encourage anyone to make a priority to visit countryside and stay as long as possible and not being locked in a home. Just go outside and people will talk to you even if you are very shy.
私たち、この田舎の生活ですね、ぜひ皆さんも一緒にこの日本の本当の田舎の体験、日本の本当の姿っていうのを体験してもらいたいです。そして私たちの日本語のレッスンでは、テストのためとかペーパーテストのための日本語のレッスンではなくて、本当に日本人と会話ができるとか使えるっていう日本語を皆さんと一緒に勉強しています。ぜひ秋田田舎スクールで、日本の本当の生活を体験し、本当の日本語のレッスンっていうのをぜひ体験してみてください。
Let's experience the language and culture while studying Japanese in a countryside.